The main idea is the most important idea that the speaker is trying to communicate. Usually, the main idea will be at the start of the conversation. The supporting details will come next, and then the main idea will be repeated again at the end for emphasis. This is a means to stress the main idea once more. For example, if somebody asks you what is the most interesting course at this university, that will be the main idea. Everything you say about the course is the supporting detail. To elaborate, someone asks me, what is the most interesting course at USTB? I would say English. The teacher is caring and professional, the content is engaging, and the group discussion can be really fun. You should definitely choose an English course. The second speaker starts by naming the course and goes on to talk about the teachers, the content, and the interaction among students. These are the supporting details. The speaker finishes by repeating the favourite course once again for emphasis. The main idea is the heart of a conversation. If somebody says, "It's a beautiful day," you start by talking about the details such as the temperature, the humidity, the clear sky and the pleasant breeze, but all of these are the supporting details to the main idea. What a beautiful day it is. You perhaps have noticed supporting details describe the main idea, telling us more about the main idea and make the main idea stronger. The details about the temperature, the humidity, the sky and the wind are proof to say how beautiful the day is. By adding more details, the speaker will make the main idea stronger and emphasize how true it is. Sometimes the main idea is difficult to identify. This is because the main idea can be stated or implied. When the main idea is stated, the speaker actually says it, like a question about a university course, or the statement about the weather. However, when the main idea is implied, this means it is not actually said, but the supporting details will suggest it to you. Have a listen to this example. The Aboriginal people of Canada built their homes from trees that grew in the forests around them. They would eat different plants, roots and berries that grew in the forest. They even used some forest plants for medicinal purposes. What is the main idea here? What is the main thing that the speaker is trying to tell you? If you listen to the first sentence, the Aboriginal people of Canada built their homes from trees that grew in the forests around them, it doesn't state the main idea. The main idea in this example is implied. You have to figure it out from the details. Ask yourself, what do the details have in common? Listen once more. The Aboriginal people of Canada built their homes from trees that grew in the forests around them. They would eat different plants, roots and berries that grew in the forests. They even used some forest plants for medicinal purposes. The speaker is clearly talking about Aboriginal people in Canada, and all the details include something about forest plants and how they were used. You could say that the implied main idea is this. The Aboriginal people of Canada used resources from the forest to survive. If the speaker was to start with that, he would be stating the main idea, and all the other details would support it. So, remember, the topic of a conversation or lecture is usually the main idea, and the supporting details are there to make the main idea stronger. The main idea is often stated first and repeated, but if you don't hear the main idea, listen for what the details suggest and what they have in common. Here are a few tips to help you listen for main ideas in an academic lecture. First of all, write it down when the professor says it's important or repeats information. or when the professor writes information on the board. Listen carefully when the professor breaks down material into steps. Any information important enough to explain thoroughly is important enough to record in your notes. Listen for when the professor gives a contrast or the pros and cons, or when he changes the vocal tone or volume, because this often indicates important information. Have a look at a list of signal words and phrases which may also indicate a professor is saying something important. Try these techniques and it will help you to realize the main idea of an academic lecture.